Welcome to the training for how to fill out forms in senior living. We're going to go to our Matrix Care Senior Living site, which is the URL up here, bhs-sl.matrixcare.com. We'll log in using our Matrix Care SSO. You're going to see that I was previously on, and so we're going to go and we're going to navigate to the senior living demo site. And you're going to notice at the top of the page that my home page is defaulting to evaluations. You'll notice that in our previous training that some forms, which are also mini assessments, are connected to the evaluation as required. So these are the forms that are required. But we have lots of forms that are also not required. So again, if you go to your clinical and go to clinical forms, you'll notice that we can open up a form on anyone. These are all the forms that have been done on Jane. I could go in and view a form, but this is the only time that I don't have to highlight a row and my new button will be open. I'm going to go ahead and hit new, and it left me off on Jane. So I'm going to cancel and I'm going to get off of that because I don't want to highlight anybody. I just want to come to new. So I see I'm still highlighted, so give me 1 second. Let's go up and go to my search. Just so you know that in your search community, I can look at the status of any forms. So I can look at all forms. I could look at those that have been closed or in progress. If I want to see all the ones that are in progress that haven't been finalized, I can go ahead and do that. In my show hide columns, I probably don't have, if it's finalized date, oh, I do have it. So I would know that here. I can also take some columns out if I choose to, so I don't need the community here. And you'll see here now my status is showing over here. And if I go ahead, I have 5 pages of these that are not completed. You'll notice some may be tied to a evaluation that's open, and some may be just forms that we have done independently. If I want to start a new form, I can come up here and select a resident. I could look for someone who's on pre-assessment move-in by clicking this one. I can go ahead and I can pick a resident, and I can add a new form or copy an existing one. If I want to copy over an existing one, it's going to show me that any form that has been completed for Joan previously. But I want to go ahead and I want to add a new one, and I just want to see what's all there. So I have lots of options in my forms. I have a BIMS, AIMS, Advanced Care Planning, which is a great form, especially when people are new. It kind of guides you through the advanced care planning status. So I would know if this person has a code status, DNI, DNR, what are their wishes? So we could discuss all that. The next question is, if your heart were to stop beating, would you like us to do CPR? So you see this is very interactive with the resident. If she had any other messages, we could put it here. We could ask them if they have an advanced directive, and then some additional notes, and then you would save it, and then go ahead and finalize it when we're done. Type is not applicable. We don't have types for these forms, so you just have to answer the question and it's finalized. We can go ahead and start another form and look at more. You'll see there's so many forms in here. There's a discharge summary. So if anyone moves out permanently or expires, we do want to get this discharge summary completed. You'll see there is a new falls that's updated. I cannot close out the 2.1 because there's still some that are inactive. So I have to wait for everyone to close and finalize those. And then we'll just concentrate on using the 2.2. There's a geriatric depression scale. There is an infection report, which is exactly like the infection event on the other side. There is a resident assessment tool for Maryland. We don't have any clients in Maryland. We have the Minnesota current client roster form. We have a North Dakota clinical observation form. We have a new fall report. There's some forms for New York, Pennsylvania. There is a Missouri. Oh, I probably don't have the Missouri one showing yet. VA Uniform Assessment Instrument, that's for Virginia. If I had the, if I put in a, I can show you St. Joseph's. If I pull up a Missouri home, then we'll be able to see a Missouri form. So now we can find the Missouri form. I have to pick someone from Missouri. Let me find someone. Here's the Missouri CBA form. And you'll notice this is the pre-screening form and then the resident assessment completed within 5 days. So this form is available now. You don't have to use paper anymore for Missouri. I'm going to go ahead and delete that so it doesn't stay open for them. And so when you fill out a form, if you have a fall, all these forms are just basically mini assessments. So if you have a fall, it is exactly like a fall report on the other side. So here's your new fall report. You would fill this out. And it's just asking you to describe what happened. So we found them on the floor, location of the fall. It asks you just very simple questions. They were sitting in a chair. Was the fall witnessed? No. Did they sustain an injury? No. Location and description of the injury. So I would answer none because it's red starred, so I have to put something in there. Again, they know their environment and their name, so they're okay. Are they anxious, anxiety? They haven't had any changes. I'll just put NA here, describe any details as needed, just because to answer the question, and I don't need to answer that one. And then I had no changes under 10. And then 11, we have to answer that, and we'll just put an NA in there. And then you notify who was the doctor notified, and the date and family name and the date. And now we're all done. The nice thing about this is once we're done, we're going to say, did we review the service plan? Did we make a referral? So it's just the ending to the story. Like, what are we going to do after the fall? If I save this and I don't finalize this and I have to make changes to the evaluation, this last fall event will pull up into my evaluation so I can see all the details. If I don't have to open up the evaluation because there is no change in services and everything is status quo, I can just go ahead and finalize it. So you'll see there's lots of forms. I would get to know them, filling them out. You can always copy over. There's a lot of North Dakota in here, a lot of North Dakota clinical observations, the Norton scale, nutritional assessments. So just browse through. We can always create anything that you want. Put in here also, I think the pastoral folks were reaching out to me. So we'll try and do something with them. So I appreciate your time and I look forward to another class. Again, if you have any questions, you can contact your supervisor or reach out to me. Thank you.